Nicole Lebrasseur, a dedicated legal researcher with over 15 years of experience, proudly serves as the founder and CEO of the Canadian People's Union NFP. Alongside her on the board of directors are Denis Lamothe, CFO, and Barb Garlow, a respected director and member of the Six Nations. Together, they stand united in their mission at the CPU, an organization unlike any other, representing informed Canadian citizens and Indigenous peoples from coast to coast. The CPU's goal is simple yet profound: to challenge the status quo and advocate for our collective civil and political rights reclamation, a legacy eroded by political oversight and global pressures. Today, we at the CPU seek to ignite a spark of change, progress, and a reimagined democracy. Our mission is to illuminate the role of citizens within our political system, expose the international principles Canada has neglected, and introduce a viable solution for reform. The core of our critique lies in the partocracy system, a 19th century political framework where power resides with parties over citizens. This system has failed to evolve with societal needs, overshadowing citizens' voices with party interests. Additionally, despite the passage into the 21st century, Canada's status as an undecolonized constitutional monarchy starkly contrasts with the principles of a true democracy, where citizens should be collective sovereigns and actively participate in decision-making processes. We propose a transformative shift towards true democracy, prioritizing the collective voice and ensuring adherence to national and international human rights laws, a sector alarmingly ignored by our current leaders. Canada must fulfill its commitments to the conventions, treaties, statutes, and the International Bill of Rights, including the Syracuse and Johannesburg Principles. These frameworks, demanding that restrictions on freedoms be lawful, necessary, proportionate, and non-discriminatory, are foundational yet overlooked in our domestic policies, leading to confusion, unnecessary spending, and detrimental health outcomes, to name a few. The disparity between our international promises and domestic practices calls for immediate action. As Canadians, we must bridge this gap for legal compliance and to uphold democracy, human rights, and the rule of law. The CPU stands ready to lead this charge, advocating for Canada to become a global beacon of justice and human dignity. At this crossroads, we demand the opportunity to redefine governance to truly serve the people. The Powershift to Freedom project represents a crucial step towards embedding our collective rights firmly within our Constitution, shifting political power back to citizens and Indigenous peoples. This shift is not just a dream, it's a necessity, and we need your passion, voice, and commitment to democracy to make it happen. Your engagement is vital. Join us by endorsing the Convention of Consent, a living document that becomes legally binding with the support of 51% of citizens in 7 provinces. This convention is a step towards a brighter, more democratic future where past injustices are lessons learned, not repeated. Citizens 15 years old and over can sign at the cpu.ca. Together, we can usher in a new era of governance where corruption and unaccountability are relics of the past and our rights are protected and cherished. Let's make this vision a reality.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome. This is Saturday, the 27th of April, and I was busy reading this here. Okay. So anyways, as you can see, I'm much better now as well. Again, this week, I improve all the time. And pretty soon I should be able to run maybe not a marathon, but to the end of the driveway anyway. At least I'm hoping for that. But anyways, make a long story short, this is The Sale of a Country. And this was by Shirley Ann Clark. I don't know if any of you have remember her, but she was very vocal about something that happened in our free trade agreements. And she's right. This was the sale of a country. And a lot of it was hidden from Canadians. And in her book, she writes that the NAFTA agreement, actually, what happened is when people were asking questions about it under Brian Mulroney, what happened is they said that, oh, well, sorry, but the free trade agreement is can't be shown to anybody because of national security. Imagine that, national security. So, anyways, in Shelley Ann's Clark, it says that during the middle of the night, they were changing numbers, percentages of our natural resources being sold or transferred over. And the province, at first, the premiers had agreed to only so much percentage of the natural resources. And then in the middle of the night, they would increase them and change the papers of the amounts without the premiers being able to be given a chance to re-see what the changes were and if they even approved it. So all of this was done behind closed doors and the Conservative Party. So whether it's NDP, Liberal, Conservatives, I mean, reality is there. History proves that we've been had by every political party that we've been under. And the thing is our natural resources have been sold by the different parties against, what Canadians should be receiving. Our natural resources belong to Canadians and Indigenous peoples in Canada. But the way that things are set up, I remember 1904, they had said, okay, 10% goes to Canada, 4% goes, and another 4% goes to the Indigenous nations when they were negotiating mines in Ontario and in other provinces and stuff like that for our natural resources. So really, the elite got to prosper, and Canadians only got 10% and 4% for the Indigenous nations. So we could have been a lot more prosperous in our country if we hadn't allowed our politicians to do such things. So we've come at a point in time where right now Trudeau has pretty much bankrupted us. Okay. And if we don't take our power legally through the CPU, the way that we've explained it in many of our documentation, since Canada was never totally, completely decolonized, there is a loophole where we can legally take our power back from the politicians in regards to final decision-making authority in Canada. And that would be, again, to remove Charles, or the Crown itself, Canadian government, federal government, and that's out of the way so that we could have veto power, say, in, and adding protections to our charter. So right now, our charter, a lot of people say, oh, you don't got to get rid of the charter, blah, blah, blah. The charter is not the problem. Well, it is and it isn't, okay? It doesn't do enough for us, and that's the problem. So, but it does everything for the Canadian government against us. So when you're looking at the Charter of Rights and Freedoms and the rest of the Canadian Constitution, we, the people, should be placed as equal shareholders, co-owners of Canada, the Crown of Canada. And this was never done, and it should have been done in 1982, and even 1931, but it was never done in order for the elites to control our natural resources, control our future, to treat us like a welfare state. Okay, well, you guys go ahead and work, pay your bills, and then go out and play, watch the hockey game, watch the football, go play golf, go fishing, and we'll take care of you. Well, are you happy now with how they've taken care of us? We're going to have nothing left. I was watching little videos this morning of all of the stuff happening in Brampton, Ontario, Hamilton, everywhere, especially in Ontario, for car thefts, migrants, and even people coming into this country to come and steal cars. Apparently, all of these things happening in our country at the rate of since the pandemic, and actually since they've opened up. Migration, and it's nothing. There's a lot of migrants that are here that deserve to be here, that should be here. They want a good life, but then there's others that have infiltrated, and those others that have infiltrated are the problem. So who did that? That's our politicians. Everything that happens in Canada happens at the hands of our politicians. Okay, nothing happens on its own. They've done something or didn't do enough of something. And, now that we find ourselves in a situation where our country is gone to hell in a handbasket. And now a lot of people don't know, what do we do now? What do we do now? Oh, well, maybe Poilievre is going to be able to save us. They're just as bad as the Liberals. Okay. I mean, I could be shocked. Maybe Poilievre will do some good things, and maybe stretch us and give us some time to be able to clean up this mess. But the only way that this mess is ever going to be cleaned up is by the citizens standing up together and taking back our rights and doing exactly what we've been asking them to do since 2017, and even before that, 2014. So I'm just going to see here. I'm not seeing your chats. But anyways, it's amazing to see that in this day and age, when I'm looking at Shelly Ann Clark, we've been trying to contact her and nothing. But anyways, this woman fought tooth and nail and finally wrote a book. And there used to be a videos of her speaking about this book and what happened. And I was hoping to be able to show it to you, but I can't right now. And it's hard I couldn't find them on YouTube anywhere. They've all been removed. So anyways, don't know what the story is there, but I know that there was a lot of pressure put on her. That much I do know, to remove everything or to stop talking. And unfortunately, she ended up stop talking. But the thing is what has been done since then? Nothing. But she knew back then that the media was bought and paid for. She knew back then that things were not okay in Canada, not from the Conservatives nor the Liberals. And the one who changed the number, what was his name? Germain Denis. Okay, is the guy who helped her after midnight to change the documents. So this was an actual witness, and they tried to really tear up her life, okay, because she came out with the truth. And if people would have choose think, like, when are people going to wake up? Well, this was 1993 when she said those words. When she wrote this book. So, and these things happened, I think, back in 88. I'm just going to read you the first part because you can go and find this book on Amazon or anywhere. But anyways, it's behind the scenes at the Canada-U.S. Free Trade Negotiations Office. And it's not a very long read. But anyway, she says, I dedicate this book to my best friend, Margaret Bowdley, and all Canadian vanguards who feel personally devoted to the preservation of our culture and value systems. And then in her prologue, she says, 142 years went by before Canada achieved what everyone thought impossible, a free trade agreement with the United States of America, an agreement that became a major historical event for Canada. Well, it was the beginning of our demise, because in the free trade agreement, apparently, we don't even have access to all of our water. And it kind of answers some of the questions why we're having these floods. These floods can be questioned, not really a part of nature. So a lot of these floods came at the cost of the people who have been flooded in different areas across the country. And anyways, one thing to speculate, but if you start putting the dots together, connecting everything together, then we'll know exactly what happened. But until we have our power, we won't know. So somebody's asking me the name of the book. It's The Sale of a Country, La Vente de Notre Pays, Shelley Ann Clark. Okay. So anyways, it's really interesting to see as to why now the United States mostly owns all of our natural resources, all of our major corporations under Mulrooney and the public-private partnerships. Okay, so this all happened under the conservatives, whether they're called conservatives or conservative progressives or whatever. It's still the same BS. So I have very little faith in Poilievre, other than the fact that when they're setting up an agenda, when it gets too hot, they kind of back off a little bit and make us think that, okay, well, now it's over. Now we can move on, right? Just like with the COVID thing. Everybody's now breathing and trying to get their lives back, but dropping the ball at the same time because other things are happening behind your backs, all of our backs. So it's never going to end until we, the people, end it. It's a lot harder to brainwash 38 million citizens than it is 335 or 38. So, at the federal level, then provincial level, then municipal level, because really the municipal level is just as bad. And, so the only way that we're going to achieve this is for Canadians to support the CPU and to stick with it. It's not, okay, well, I'll join just for a year and then, oh, well, it's not going anywhere. Listen, a lot of people who think that this is not going anywhere need to look at maybe why. If people don't support it, we can't get anywhere. We need the people to support the CPU. You need to become a member. And this is as long as needed, you need to keep it up. Just as much as we need to keep it up. What happens tomorrow if we have to close our doors? All this will have been for nothing. There's a viable solution, but nobody's home. Where are Canadians? Where are the ones who have told me, oh, I'm going to fight tooth and nail for my kids? This is serious. This is not just a one-time thing or, oh, I'll donate there for now and see how it goes. And do you want to save your country or not? That's the question for today. We can still take all of this back. Our natural resources are our natural resource. And under a proper decolonization measure that should have happened in 1982, we, the people, had the right to decide what we were going to do with our natural resources. We have the right to take them back. It's in black and white. It's all written. And other countries can't be upset over it. So we have a chance to take all of our natural resources back, make this country what it should have been, and clean it up, because obviously our politicians won't, because they're turning us into a third world country. It's a lot easier to turn us into a third world country than to try to bring out the third world countries and make them stable. So all of us, and this is how they're going to reach their global agenda, is to throw us all into deep water where none of us can breathe financially or legally or whatever, because everybody's brain dead and everybody's a coward. People are good to talk, but when it comes to taking action, they're cowards. And I've seen this since I started this. Not easy to accept that. But how much do you want to protect your children? If we don't do this now, we will never get another chance to do it. And I keep saying, oh, we're running out of time. Yeah, we're running out of time to be able to truly be organized and find out exactly what they're doing. But now it's a snowball of effects that they've done. It's like those machines, okay? The ventilators. Spent millions of dollars on ventilators. Now they're destroying them. Why? Maybe they never worked in the first place. That's why people died. how are we going to know the truth? Did that really happen or did it not? Did the machines actually work? Why not give them to other countries that might need them, or our own hospitals here in Canada? Why destroy them? You have to ask yourself questions, you know? So there's a lot more at stake here than, spending a weekend at the cottage. Oh, nothing will happen. I'll go and spend the weekend at the cottage. Things are happening on a daily basis, 24 hours a day. You don't know what they're doing in the middle of the night, just like Shelly Ann Clark mentions here. Okay. They even sent her, they made her an ambassador, imagine, to shut her up. So, anyways, her story is extremely amazing. And that woman has had courage. I mean, but eventually she had to give up. I don't want this to happen to the CPU because I will never give up. But if nobody supports the CPU and people don't stand by it, and we don't manage, because now we have to educate everybody, including the lawyers and the justices and everybody at the international, as to what happened to Canada and why Canada matters. Canada is the number one country that brought the downfall that brought in globalization. We've got enough proof of that. It's our country that is responsible for all of this mess. Why? Because we were asleep at the wheel. And with every generation that comes up, people forget. And that it's fixed that way on purpose. So now we're being bombarded with all kinds of things, 15-minute cities, genome cities, you name it. Now we've got places where, now we've got provinces where you have to pay to go inside the city and you have to show your ID. Since when did we turn into communist China or Nazis? A Nazi country? Are you going to, the more that people do not join the CPU and support it, the more these things are going to happen, and we're going to lose track on how we can get it fixed. So it's not going to get fixed overnight. We need a huge majority of Canadians to support us. We need to be able to prove that. And only by people sticking by their words. I mean, it's like everybody turned into a politician with double speak. Is that the society? That's how we raised our kids, to never do what they say they're going to do, to make promises and then walk away. This is the Canada I'm seeing. And it's not just Canada, it's worldwide. So the education system needs to be retaken into our own hands and fix it. So unless, you want, if you're honest about truly loving your kids, you're going to be at the CPU no matter what. No matter what, nothing's going to stop you. One way or another, you're going to make it happen. Because it's the only legal solution that we can take without being threatened with jail or all kinds of things. So, we're doing everything legally. And a lot of people say, well, the judges don't care. It doesn't matter. As long as we keep it up and we keep restating it, eventually we will break down the doors. People are getting awake more and more every day, but they don't know what to do. We need everybody to go and read the cpu.ca, the website, the cpu.ca, or the powershift.ca still works, people. It'll bring you back to all of our information. Sign your Citizens Convention of Consent. I know it's not easy for some people because you might be on your phones. Find a computer. Everybody has a computer somewhere, has access to, the libraries have computers. If you're having a hard time on your phone, find a computer. You know somebody that has one, guaranteed. But you need to participate. It's enough staying on the sideline and just passing off video after video after video after video and say, look at what's going on, look at what's going on, yet nobody does anything. Or people are leaving the country, all cowards. They'll say, no, I want to protect my family, so we're leaving. But at the same time, eventually they'll catch up because this is worldwide, people. You might have an easier time somewhere else for a little while, But if somebody doesn't stop it, and we in Canada can stop it, we can stop it. But you need to be able to join the CPU, come to our Tuesday and Wednesday meetings, Tuesdays in English, Wednesdays in French, you know. So if you're able to hear me right now, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to join. You either $15 a month or $120 for the VIP right away. And that helps us maintain us. But if nobody is helping us maintain this, and people only stay for 1 year and then walk away, or a couple of years and walk away, or then we lose those people and have to go and get them back to be able to pay the bills, to be able to bring you the information, to keep doing the research, to keep paying the programs that we have to pay the same as huge corporations. So if we're going to compete with huge corporations for information, it costs a lot of money. Like, how many of you know that a 4-page document could cost me $100 US just to get it? Because you got to pay for that information. Guess what? We live on a pay-to-play planet. This planet is a pay-to-play planet. You got to pay for everything. Nothing is free. Not even freedom. The freedom comes at a cost. And if somebody is telling you, is stopping you from doing something, you do not have freedom. We've never had democracy in this country. Democracy was only had by the politicians, not the people. And that's what we try to teach everybody, because we need to teach that to our kids. We need to arm our kids to the teeth with information and education, because we're not going to get it in school. People are going to have choices to make. If you want your kids to be protected, now you're going to have to keep them out of school. What are you going to do? How are you going to organize yourselves? You need to know the people in your community so you can organize together, because pretty soon you won't be able to leave your own neighborhood. Are you going to wait till then to say, oh, I should have joined the CPU? Seriously, come on. The people not supporting us and not staying true to the CPU, or just joining and never coming to a meeting, or never educating themselves, never reading anything, never asking for explanations, because we have tons of videos for that. This is not just something that you just join and walk away from. This is for the life of your children and your own future, and to make sure that we put those corporations back on track, because they've been told to do one thing by our government, which is totally illegal. Make policies that override our human rights. If we don't stand up for our human rights in this country, we're sunk. They're making all kinds of laws to stop us. And now they're going to make, they're making a law that, oh, well, if somebody says, I think you're going to be, you're going to hate me and you're going to be plotting something against me, so I'm going to go and charge you right away. And I'm going to throw you in jail, or it's going to cost you $20,000. I'm going to make $20,000 off of you. Same with the trans. Oh, I'm going to sue you for $30,000 just because you didn't respect my wishes. Well, excuse me. We've walked into stupid territory in this country. The mindset is unbelievable. The ones who are there to protect the rule of law, to protect us, have not been there. Still aren't there, but we need everybody to help us wake them up. Just join the CPU and say, okay, well, here, you do it all, is not the answer either. We've given you the solution. That's enough right there. But you need to make it happen. We can't do this on our own. No matter what amount of money we have, no matter what amount of knowledge we have, it needs the people to support it. You need to want it, and you need to want it bad enough. So how much do you love your kids? How much do you love your children? That is why you should be with the CPU. Because it's the only legal way that we can fight this, get it fixed, yell loud enough, make it go viral worldwide, and then we have a really good chance. But we need you. Okay. So as you can see, my breathing is a lot better. I'm feeling better as well, but I also need people to support this. We need people to help. We need people to talk about this all the time. You need to be sharing our videos and our information, not just, oh, guess what's happening here, what's happening there. Those things are going to keep happening. What you need to do is to share the solution. What's the good of sharing all kinds of videos if you don't share the solution? Nada. And then you need to really read our information, not just say all kinds of stuff and it's not even right. Because then you're hurting what we're trying to do because it's misinformation. And people get confused. So everybody needs to go back, and you are responsible for your own education. That starts with you. So if you go to the CPU, you'll find all kinds of information there. You'll find the, I'm going to do a screen share here just to make sure that everybody can understand where we're heading here. Okay. Now, hang on, accept and close, okay. I'm gonna go back here, live, and I'm gonna do a screen share. Okay. There, now you can all see this. If you go to the cpu.ca, this is what you're gonna find. Okay, there's going to be a thing about accepting cookies. We all legally, if we don't have that, we can get our website shut down. So here you have the CPU, about us, our mission, and then you can see about the convention of consent. You go to the learn, and then under learn, you've got our blogs, laws that will help you understand our rights and our international human rights. This is to get to our community network. Then we have videos. This is our for our newsletters and intervention strategy. So if you want to know about our intervention strategy, you go here. And ways to help. You can become a member, shop merchandise, or give a donation. And this is our contact page. So if we go down here, okay, our mission, nothing in law supersedes the will of the people. The CPU's National Collective Civil and Political Rights Intervention Strategy. Okay, we have, in order to correct the past and Powershift, what we decided to do was a quiet democratic revolution by the people. So here it'll tell you about, learn about our country's complexities, the challenges we are facing, and the benefits of becoming an informed and engaged nation. Becoming a formal member of the CPU means you become a political game changer. Through the Powershift to Freedom project, you unite with other citizens fighting for our national collective civil and political rights. Your contribution helps finance the legal teams and expenses that will inevitably be necessary to set things right. Freedom costs money. Action costs money. Anything that we do costs money. Even the information that we need to go and get is a cost to us. So here we're proud supporters of the Canadian Federation of Independent Business. These are all of the businesses, Lawyers' Rights Watch Canada, and the National Lawyers Guild International Committee. Okay. So you can donate to our causes. And this is a door hanger fundraising campaign that we have. And then this is just, if you want to make a donation, then you can make it here instead of doing the donation for to help us get door hangers to every house as possible in each of the provinces. So here you'll also get to, you'll get a free cup for every $75 donation. Okay. So what is the CPU? The Canadian People's Union, not for profit, is not a labor union nor political party. It is a union of Canadian citizens and Indigenous peoples who are exercises their collective civil and political rights. So every time I speak to you, I'm exercising my collective civil and political rights. So my right to self-determination and decolonization, because it was not formally finished and finalized in 1982. So here, as a reaction to the launch of the New World Order global movement, the WEF, and previous movements from that, they keep changing names all the time. So in 2017, the Canadian People's Union was founded and incorporated. And the reason why we're incorporated is because you need to fight um, nail to nail here, tooth to tooth. So we needed to be able to be incorporated to be able to stand up legally. So I myself, as the CEO of the Canadian People's Union and head legal researcher, and I've been doing researching since 2008. And I discovered that our elites robbed us of our rights. Also on the board of directors are Dennis Lamoth and Barb Garland. Barb is actually an Indigenous Cayuga faith keeper. So becoming a formal member of the CPU means you become a political game changer with the purpose of placing the civil and political rights power to the citizens through the Powershift to Freedom movement. Your contribution helps finance the legal teams and expenses that will inevitably be necessary. Okay. So anyways, you could go and you could keep reading this, and here you'll see our blogs. You'll get documents in there that you need to read to understand, so that you can tell exactly when somebody's asking you questions. Either just give them go here, actually intervention strategy, and this is where we have our ebook. Okay, the Powershift Chronicles. So it's in French and English. So when you join the CPU, you get a free copy of that. Okay. And you can just send that to your friends and family. Download it for yourself, learn it. It's actually not that long to read. It's only 40 some pages in English, and another 40 some pages in French. And this is the beginning. So, it's not that complicated, people. It might seem complicated to you, but the bottom line is we are richer and more powerful than you know. And we have a legal right to self-determine, collectively self-determine, and we need to make that happen, but we can't make it happen without the people with us. And it's not just for the time being, it's until it happens. We stick together until it happens, and we don't give up until it happens. I mean, till only after it happens, then we move on to fixing our country. So anyways, this is it. And there's other videos as well. So if you want to join the CPU, okay, become a member, you'll be brought here. Okay. So this is for businesses, $280. That's because they have different rights and different regulations at the international level, which is what we provide the information for, and see what they would need in regards to protecting themselves and their employees from being sued over all of this the last 4 years, and things that were done by corporations that should not have been done, where the employees can sue, or even the clients, or the people going shopping somewhere can sue. So a lot of things are starting to happen, and but everybody needs to be protected. And the best way that businesses can protect their employees and their clients against a rogue government is to find out all of the information that they can, and make sure that they never abuse human rights. Human rights are international human rights, not our charter, but our international human rights cannot be derogated from, especially freedom of expression. No matter what Canadian citizen tells you, it's non-derogation for freedom of expression. And we need to all stand up to make sure that Bill C 63 and 16 and all of these other bills get trashed. C11, same thing, get trashed, because our rights are also protected online. And what Canada's been doing is illegal at the international level. So now we need to, but the only ones who can really charge Canada is another country. So we're trying to work on that. We're trying to work here. We're trying to work everywhere. There's too much. If the Canadian citizens do not get involved, it'll be impossible for us to fix, because the Canadian citizens need to participate. So I will never stop trying to find a way of getting this done. But if we don't have the people, we will have no choice. We can't keep this going forever without the people. So that's the bottom line. And I'm just going to stop sharing here. No, actually here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reshare again. I want to show you exactly. There we go. I just lost everything. Where are yous? Here we are. Okay, I'm going to do a screen share again just to show you something here that I want to show you. Okay, about us. Okay, the Convention of Consent. Now, the Convention of Consent is truly important because I know it's hard for some people to understand, you know, but just for those who, have forgotten about these little videos that I'd made, and it was when we were not under the CPU, but the Powershift. So the Powershift to Freedom, Canadian Indigenous peoples activating their collective civil political rights. Canada and the UK have signed in 1976. So legally, we have these rights that Canada and the UK have signed, so they're liable. Okay, but now it's up to us to make them responsible. Okay, so I haven't had a chance to redo all of our videos under the CPU. And Brian, I see your message there. No, I haven't had a chance to. I was sending them out, and there's something I had forgotten to do. So the company called me back, and everything was put on hold, and I ended up in the hospital. So, anyways, unfortunately, you will get them soon enough. Because I will take care of that this weekend. But anyways, somebody asked me if we have car flags. No, we don't yet. A lot of these things cost a lot of money to order. We have to order them in bulk. So it's kind of hard. And then how much do we sell them on the website? You can't just buy one or two. So we haven't decided on what we were going to do with that one yet in regards to all of these things. So again, we need the support of the people. We can't pay everything out of our own pockets to keep doing this, or getting loans in order to pay for things if Canadians don't support this, because we need to pay back those bills, and those bills need to be covered. So we need everybody as possible to join and to at least help us maintain our monthly costs, so that we're able to keep moving forward and get things done. But nothing will get done if we don't have the support of the people. We won't be able to do it. We can't achieve it. So even though we say, okay, sign your convention of consent, well, that's not the only thing that you need to do. You need to go and get others to sign as well, and also support the CPU. So this is what we're asking of you today, to really help, because everybody's been suffering. We understand that. A lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of people did a lot of things. But what value do you put on saving this country and protecting your children? What's the cost of a pizza and a case of beer? You know what I mean? So it's about making sacrifices. We make sacrifices all the time. all the time for years. And, we're going to keep making sacrifices till we get this done. But the thing is do we do it with the CPU and with the people, or do we just fold it and then we try to do it on our own and hope somebody will listen eventually or die before? So that question has come up. So I'm putting it into your hands. That say, hey, yes, we need an education, all the population to be educated on this. We need to be able to inform as many people as possible. They need to be able to understand what is actually happening, what we're actually saying. If you need to re-listen 2, 3, or 4 times a video to really get what we're saying and to have it right, then please do so. Because a lot of people are not explaining it properly or confusing people. And even though they're trying to help, it does not help. You need to be educated first. And if you can't, in the meantime, just give them a copy of our ebook. Excuse me. And then we have other articles that we have that you send them to the website, make them read, have them read it. If you can print some of the ebooks, just print the English side. If you're French, you can print just the French side. So, things can be done, can get done. But right now, it's like there's tons of things happening in Parliament. Trump, in the provinces, everything is just snowballing. People are arguing, people are complaining, but we need action. And we can't undertake our action without all of you. So the more we are, the better, and the faster we can get this done. And that's why it's important. I know it's discouraging, but at the same time, we can try and boost you and tell you all kinds of things. Yeah, but if you don't take action on your side and don't help maintain this going until it gets done, then we're all going to be out the door and without a viable solution that we can bring forward if we can't move forward. And the only way to move forward is for more people to join the CPU. And that's important. And more people out there to sign the conventions of consent. So when you go to the convention of consent, and this is what I wanted to show you, which I still didn't, there's a little video there that you can see. And oops, I don't know what happened there. Okay. I'm just going to go back here now. And here you can go down and sign your convention of consent. You click here, sign today. And there's a video here on learn how to sign the convention of consent.
To fill in the convention of consent.
And you'll hear Rhonda
if you're on a
explaining
tablet
everything there.
or a
And we have it in French as well for the French-speaking people. So, but here, all it is, you click here. And if you're on your phone, then you might have to download the PDF Filer app. Okay. So see, this is the convention. They'll say, welcome, you are here to fill then you have to put in your name and email, okay? And then that you agree. And then it'll go to the filing of the document. Okay, it's not that hard to fill out, but it might be hard on your phone, but on a computer, it's a lot easier, okay? So I'm going to do the stop sharing here. And you also have to write at the end that you want a copy of your document. Okay, and if you didn't get a copy, please let us know. So now I'm going to do the stop sharing here. But anyways, it's not letting me go down here because I didn't fill this in. But so I'm just going to fill that so you can see this. Okay, Nicole. Okay. I did a different email so that you'll see here. I guess I'm not sharing, am I? I'm not sharing the right one. Hang on here. I see what just happened. Okay, sharing. PDF filer. Okay, share. There we go. Okay, so this is the convention of consent that, so you put here, I here undersigned, your name, your house number, street, all that has to be in there. Your postal code down here, phone number. Okay, and you got to sign with your real name. This is a legally binding document once 51% of the citizens have signed it. Right now, it is a living document, so it doesn't matter if you signed it 2 years ago or 3 years ago or 4 years ago. If you're not sure, you re-sign it. Then when we do the numbering, then it'll show if we've got duplicates. But we need to make sure that everything is up to date. And then here you put your signature, so it'll load this page here to show, if you just want to sign with just typing it in. Okay, so you can just type that in and you type your name and it'll sign it. And then you'll get a number, you'll get this back with a number underneath here. Okay, that's all. That's it. That's all you have to do to sign. And here it says that it dated February 17, 2017, because it is a living document. Okay, so it keeps going until we have enough signatures. So I guess that's it. Stop sharing now. And we'll go back to here. So, the bottom line is, how serious are you? Are you fed up of everything that's happening? Are you okay with what they're teaching your kids in school? Are you okay with the way Canada is going? And if you're okay with that, then fine, move on. But if you're not okay, and you want to have a decent life and make sure that we're not threatened in our own country by all kinds of thugs, okay, and how can I say, terrorists, governing terrorists, and that's what I call the government right now at all levels, provincial, federal, and municipal. They are creating actions of terrorism, because even when I went to the hospital being harassed in order to take a PCR test and give away my DNA and to God knows where, and to who's going to have it, that's infiltration. That can be considered terrorism for information, medical terrorism. So they want to use the word terrorist. Well, here you go. Our own government is acting as terrorists, no less. And hey, bring it on. But enforcing employers, corporations to do their bidding, that is illegal, and doing all of these things that we've seen within the last 4 years is just phenomenal, unbelievable. And you have to shake your head once in a while to see if you're actually living on this planet. And if it's like some people, when we talk to some people, it's like we're living on different planets. But that's the difference, level of understanding, of comprehensions, of consciousness, and all of these things. So people are at different spectrums. And now in Quebec, they started going through people's garbage and finding them. So is this what you want? Is this what you want for your future, where everything you do, you will have to report? When do they stop screaming, oh, well, for your safety, or for your health, or for the environment, or for this and for that, without giving us actual facts? People right now are having a struggle making decisions because they're using feelings. When you take feelings away and you look at things the way they're supposed to, that you're supposed to look at them without being prejudgmental or trying to understand both sides of the coin, then you start seeing the reality of what's being done. And this is what we've done. Okay, got to look at both sides, both arguments, both everything, and what's the best outcome. The best outcome for Canadians right now is for Canadian citizens to join the CPU, get together, and we take our power back out of the hands of the politicians. Hey, if Poilievre is going to be good, fine. But at the same time, we're not destroying our government. We're only restructuring how things are done, placing the people in power. That is our legal right to do so. We still need a government. So if Poilievre wants to, hey, support the Citizens Convention of Consent, and support and really truly support the people, he'll stand with this. If not, he wants to control, or he's being controlled, and right now he's lying to you through his teeth. 2010, I have a video of him, 2010, promoting the WEF. Oh, how the WEF, gave Canada a pat on the back for having the best banking system. So, can't get out of that one. Maybe he's sincere, maybe he's not. We don't know. Do we take a chance? Can we afford at this late date, with everything advancing on us and snowballing, can we afford to wait and see? I say no. Absolutely not. Let's play it safe. Get our rights and make sure that the new government coming in helps us clean everything up, and that they do their job the way they're supposed to, which is work for the people and not the people be their slaves. Okay. So join the CPU if you have not. If you joined before, rejoin again. The CPU.ca or the Powershift.ca will get you there. And go under how you can help and join. Click on the button on how you can help and join the CPU. And come to our meetings. Be a full-fledged participant in the future, securing the future for your children. If you're not participating, you're not serious. Maybe you're hoping something else is going to happen. I don't know. Good luck with that. But the only real solution is for us to stand together and to change who rules this country. Not some king in England. We, the Canadian citizens and the Indigenous peoples, together in partnership legally. Okay? So we'll see you again at another time. And now I will be off because I'm late for the French slide. And I'll be... je vais le faire en français là, dans 15 minutes. Fait que vraiment, 11h15. Alors, je reviens en français aussitôt que possible. Merci. So thank you again, and thanks for listening. And please share, and get your family involved, please. We need everything before it's there's no way of coming out of this, because we're being snowballed right now with all kinds of bad things happening in our provinces, in our cities, in our towns, and we need to clean this up. We need to stop the corruption. And that's just as much from our government to people coming into this country and taking everybody else for a wild ride. Okay. So we'll talk to you soon, and have a great weekend, even though, this is kind of somber. But if we all get together, this could be so much better and so much more wonderful, and really be in power and liberate not just us, but everybody worldwide. Because once we start, then they might follow suit, okay, and support us. But we need a big show in Canada of support for the CPU. Thank you. Bye-bye. And just one more thing, okay, to leave you with. Okay. And this is it. Okay, and I'm leaving you with this one.
Attention, Canadians. Feel disconnected from our current political system? Join the Powershift to Freedom movement by the Canadian People's Union and be part of a bold vision for Canada's future. It's time to shift the political power to its rightful owners, the Canadian citizens and Indigenous peoples of Canada. Dive into our history, understand the need for change, and embark on the quest for true democracy. Are you concerned about our nation's commitment to human rights and self-governance? The Powershift to Freedom aligns with vital treaties and international laws, enabling us to claim our rightful place as collective head of state. We advocate replacing our partocracy system with a true democracy to ensure your voice counts more than party interests. When our national collective civil and political rights are respected, your influence on policies will be direct and impactful. Join us on this noble struggle to make every Canadian and Indigenous peoples a meaningful participant in our future. People 15 years old and over can sign the Convention of Consent and unite for our rights in the Constitution. Ready to be part of this transformative movement? Visit thecpu.ca for more details. Embrace the change and shape our future.